Okay. Welcome everyone to another episode of a Soulful Ascension. Today we have another magical day on planet Earth. The energy just keeps ramping up. So what I'm going to talk about in this episode is not just the energies of July, because this is such a pivotal turning point for humanity. Never before in history have we experienced what's going on astrologically. There's four outer planets that are all connected, and it's called the Bardo's basket. So there's a lot of astrologers talking about this, but we also have several retrogrades of other planets, plus the Mercury retrograde we're in right now. And tomorrow we have the new moon in Cancer. So Cancer is a water sign. It's all about our emotions. And what I'm going to talk about is the significance of this new moon being in Cancer. And if you've actually printed out your birth chart, just check where the moon is in Cancer, because I know for myself, my moon, Cancer is in my moon. So that's its home sign. It's all about your emotions, your intuition, your sensitivity, as well as your connection. You're very empathic. You're connected to the earth, to source, to animals, people around you. So this new moon is tomorrow, July the 14th, and it's not just new beginnings, it is a whole new reset with everything else going on. Energetically as well as astrologically, because we are moving into eclipse season next month. I mean, every single week there is just such a massive, like, rare, rare configurations on what's happening on our planet. And the energy just is magnifying everything for us to truly step into who we truly are as a soul, as a being, into the next version of us. And I know that every new moon, I speak about write out your intentions, write out your goals, but this is much more deeper because it's in Cancer, and it's a very emotional sign, as well as getting in touch with your emotions. This is going really deep. And with Mercury retrograde, it's all the re's of reflecting and going inwards and re- going recalibrating in a way, but it's going to the depth of the depth. Now, it's in the first 7 years of our life. This is the imprint period, and this is where a lot of the old conditioning, the patterns, the limiting beliefs, the negative programming have been embedded as the foundation. But what we're clearing right now as a soul is all the wounds, not just from this life, but from our parents and our ancestors and all the lineages. So this is why it feels so profound right now, because we are really going deep. There is no turning back. All it is healing. And in order to heal, we have to feel. And in order to feel, you have to quieten the mind and drop into your heart. And when you drop into your heart, that's where the wisdom is. That's where the answers are. That's where you feel the emotions on what are the patterns and those distorted thoughts or the illusions or those beliefs that you're still carrying, i.e., in a story, in what's happening in your external world, because anything that's happening in your life is a reflection on what's going on internally. So it's looking at those old wounds, and it goes back to our mothers. So how is your relationship with your mum? And is there any wounding around the nurture and nourishment that you received or didn't receive as a child? And so for many, there was many mothers, and still to this day, that emotionally were not available for the child, and therefore the child may have felt rejected or abandoned or not feeling good enough, or um, feeling or creating these beliefs that they're not worthy of love and attention. And then as an adult, they go out seeking love and attention from the external world, which creates unhealthy relationships. And this is what we see with the online dating, where there's all these lonely single people all swiping right, swiping left, sending messages, and just seeking from the outside world for love and attention and validation in order to feel good enough, to feel worthy of love. But it all starts from here, when you can just pull back your energy, and give yourself self-love. Then you will attract healthy relationships. Because if both parties are seeking love and attention, that's what will be an unhealthy relationship, toxic, codependent, um, very coming from ego, because it's like the ego and the story, I'm not good enough, is running. And that's what sets up these very abusive, unhealthy behaviors on both sides, and the neediness and the desperation, and the seeking acknowledgement and validation, or etc. So I'm just mentioning that as it all starts from early childhood. And right now, with the energy, this is our opportunity to actually go really deep into how were you brought up as a baby in the first 7 years, first 12 years? Did you receive lots of nurture and nourish? And the reason I bring this up is this is the why, or one of the reasons why I've got my pillars of the Benn method of balance, energy, nurture, and nourish, because those two, nurture and nourish, is about nurturing and nourish you as a soul, as a being, as a physical body, and on all levels holistically. Because when you can truly love and accept yourself and heal all these emotional wounds from the past, and have forgiveness for yourself and forgiveness for others, for whatever role that they are playing in your life. And it's not about blame, it's not about judging or criticizing, and it's not about criticizing or judging yourself either, because self-criticism is your worst enemy. So when you recognize a pattern, and this is the awareness, by notice the pattern that has created the outcome, and then what's your body telling you? What is the emotion? And this is where, when you pull back your energy, And this is why the reflection and just going into silence and being quiet is so important, because then you can feel what's coming up for you. And sometimes it requires having someone to ask you the questions in that process, because it is a journey. It's a self-discovery journey and a process that we're all on. And it's looking at the family dynamics, the wounds, mother wounds, relationship wounds, and healing it on a deeper level. And that's what this whole energy is helping us to move through this process right now, with the new moon in Cancer, and it's going much deeper. This is a self-assessment for ourselves and really discovering more about ourselves and where are we holding those wounds. And if you weren't nurtured and nourished as a baby, well, do some deeper work and actually mother yourself. And this is what I did when I was in Costa Rica. And I think I shared with you, I had an actual baby doll, and it was about me nurturing my inner baby, my inner child. So doing the inner child work is incredibly powerful. This is what I take my clients through in the one-to-one coaching. Sometimes in some of the courses and programs, if it feels appropriate, but it really is a one-on-one conversation with someone. And it's really going deep into the child's emotions, and seeing the child as this beautiful, innocent, loving, naturally joyful, magnificent, powerful little baby that's feeling vulnerable, that is just wanting love and attention. So you, as the adult, can parent that child or that baby. And what age is that child right now? And maybe go through all the stages of being a newborn to 2 months old, 3, 6 months, 12 months, a toddler, 2, 3, 4, and actually walk yourself through this process, because it's really powerful. And this is one of the processes I use when you're coming home to yourself. This is the conversations of coming home back to you, your true, authentic self, back to your heart, your soul. And it's an internal job. The outside world and seeking anything from the external world is not going to give you what you already have within you. You have all the answers within you. You have the wisdom within you. And it's about having those honest conversations with yourself, but it requires getting out of your head. And so this is where, if you're struggling with that process and it's like, no, my ego mind just keeps interrupting and with all these stories, or I go on this, anxiety train or the blame train or the complaining train, or whatever train is taking you off on some tangent, this will then seek out to a therapist or practitioner, or a coach that can actually guide you through this process. And you're welcome to reach out if this resonates with you. You can book a call, lindabenn.com, and I'd be happy to walk you through this process and discover where you're at, and then identify what's the block, and the trauma or the story or what's in the way of you truly stepping into your magnificence. And this week's energy, it is just so powerful. It's a new beginnings, but it's also writing a new chapter. This is actually the self-discovery program I've got on my website. So if that resonates with you, I highly recommend jumping on and getting that program. It's the Soul Discovery program, and you actually get a one-to-one coaching call with me. So or just let's connect, and then I can guide you which one would be appropriate for you at this time. I keep talking about the death and the rebirth. This is a major death and dying of the ego mind. These are all those ego attachments, ego illusions. These are those thoughts and the death of the ego, because this is what we are dissolving and resolving and transmuting into love and light right now. And because Cancer is a water sign, allow yourself to cry, but also allow yourself to be in water. So wherever you are in the world, find a lake, a river, the ocean, a swimming pool, or even your bathtub, and be in water. Even a shower is like allowing the water to flow over you and wash away the old illusions, the old stories, the old programming that you've been carrying that is heavy and dense in your energy field. Because remember, you are full of light. That's your natural essence of who you are. So be the light, radiate the light. And this new moon in Cancer is helping you to really just allow it to flow. It's a real surrender. I was swimming in the swimming pool yesterday, and I love floating, and I just float. And so imagine you're floating down the river, and this could be the whitewater rafting, floating down the river, and you're just flowing with the current instead of swimming upstream against the current, which causes burnout, which it causes exhaustion, but also it's done out of fear because you're just swimming against the flow. So when you can just surrender and flow with the water, that's what the new moon in Cancer energy is really urging you to do, and dissolving and purging out the old conditioning that told you you have to swim upstream, that you have to work hard in order to achieve your goal, work hard to be successful or make that money. Or no, just surrender. Just float on your back and just see where life takes you, and be present in your body. And this is the self-care for the soul. This is the self-nurturing, the self-care, the self-love, the self-nourishment for you, just listening to your soul. And then journal, what is my soul telling me right now? What do I want to ask my soul? And then reflect and really just allow yourself to do a brain dump and empty out what is your soul telling you, because this is a powerful endings and new beginnings. It's a whole new cycle. It's such a massive transformation that we're all going through. And like many astrologers are mentioning, We have never experienced this energy before in our history. So we are here completely shedding, purging, releasing, clearing out thousands of years of old programming from all our ancestors, all the way back, clearing all the fear, all the old limiting beliefs, everything that has been keeping us stuck and heavy and dense and just limited, because truly we are unlimited, multidimensional, fearless, unstoppable, magnificent, powerful beings. That's the true essence of who you are. And anything that is in the way of that is not true. So this is about listening to your truth of who you are and truly trusting yourself. Stop seeking the external world in order for them to tell you their opinion. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. But if you are feeling vulnerable, go within. Because if you keep suppressing the emotions with any addictions or any behavior or self-destructive behavior, this is what will just keep you in that negative cycle and that loop. And that means you're giving more energy and power to the substance or to the addiction or to the story than believing in yourself. So this is the healing journey that we're on, and it requires you to be gentle with yourself, to be loving. So a question to ask: what is the most loving and nurturing thing that you can do for yourself right now? And the Benn method is advanced self-care for the soul, because it all comes back to your soul, your heart, who you truly are. Come home to who you are, and nothing else matters. It's who you see. When you're home in your heart, your whole energy changes. And when you show up in the world, this is where you're showing up as healed, whole, healthy, connected to your higher self, knowing who you are, being able to express who you are, and then shine your heart light energy out and be the light that you naturally are. So love you first, and love your life, and nurture yourself. So recap. So the new moon is tomorrow. It's a reset. Cancer is all about nurture, nourishment. It's the mother energy. So mother yourself. It's an emotional, allow the emotions to flow, but also be kind and gentle with yourself and allow yourself to feel. And especially for all those highly sensitive beings out there, well, then you know exactly this energy. We feel everything, especially being an empath. And but this is a time of new beginnings. So be patient with yourself and nurture and nourish you on a daily basis. And let me know how you're going. I'm going to pull a angel card, and let's see what the cards say as we are in this time of renewal. We are in this time of clearing out, of healing the wounds. we've been talking about the shadows, the trauma, the layers and layers of old wounds, and this month we have the opportunity to really go deep with and mother ourselves and look at those mother wounds, and also forgive our mothers in this life. So another process, because those that don't know my story, I'll just quickly. So I was born into a family, and my mother wasn't the happiest, though she said she was sick when I was born, so she didn't have any milk, and so she couldn't breastfeed me, though I didn't receive the nurture and nourishment or the affection as a child. And so this is what I've held through my all the years of healing and trauma therapy I've gone through. And what I've brought in is Mother Mary, as well as Mary Magdalene and Kuan Yin as my mothers in this life. So if that resonates with you, um, call those beings in the ascended masters to be your mother, but also you be the mother for your inner child. And this is what's helped me, because it's my mum's not capable of loving any more than she currently is, and that's the role that she's playing. So that's what I signed up for, and we all signed up for our mothers and fathers in this life. And it's about accepting that that's the characteristics that they came in with. So don't try and expect them to be something else that they're not capable of being. And so they've got their own traumas and their own wounds and their own learnings in this lifetime, and it's just accepting where they're at. But our job is to do our inner healing. They are just playing a role for us to learn and grow as a soul, and that's all you need to focus on. Okay, let's choose a card. I hope that was helpful, everyone. Let me know in the chat or in the comments, or add or send me a DM. Okay. Oh, two. So this is the one that flipped over. Mother, Father, God. So that is so appropriate to what I was just talking about, with the mother wound. And the other one that flipped over is healing energy. So everything that those two cards is exactly what I've just been talking about. The healing energy of the mother wound. Um, so Mother, Father, God, um, the message is this card is one of healing and wholeness. Whatever stories you may have heard about God being judgmental must be washed away. Divine energy could never hold a grudge against you, for you are an extension of its love. The power and presence of the Creator are not only with you, but within you. If you have ever felt that you aren't good enough, or that you are being judged, or that you haven't been the best you can be, know that you are forgiven. Angels are with you today to help create a healing wave between you and your divine parent. This card also brings the possibility of parental healing. If you would like to clear up difficult energies between you and your parents or ancestry, know that angels are ready to help. They are guiding you to see the world through the eyes of Mother, Father, God, and to remember that love can heal everything. So that is a perfect message to wrap up everything that we've just been talking about today. And let me know what questions you have. Spend some time this week nurturing, nourishing, mothering you and mothering your inner child and your inner baby and your inner teenager and your inner toddler, whatever age they are at. Spend some time listening, reflecting, being present with your inner child. And also, what is the new chapter you are creating for your life? Because this is about acknowledging how far you've come, but who is the new version you're stepping into, and listen to those messages. And that's the new story and the new chapter to write about. And like I said, that is one of the courses on my website, the Soul Discovery, powerful course. And you also get coaching with me, part of that course. So let me know what questions you have. Have a magical week, sending much love, many blessings, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye for now.